So now I'm visiting Kjell Ove that runs Commodore Retro Innovations, and this is his garage. And I've been picking up a computer, namely the Norwegian TIKI 100. He has one left here. So how's it going?
Oh, it's going fine. It's a bit slow with videos at the moment, but I have enough of stuff laying around to make videos during the autumn, I think. So I have something planned, among others with the TIKI 100. I've kept one of these for myself, so I'm going to check it out and see how it works. I had some experience with this back in the day in 1985, I think it was, when they had this computer at my school. They only had one of them.
Yes, many of us old guys had experience with those from before. And I'm currently at vacation, so I'm just passing by and picking up one computer here and a monitor. And now we drive home to Bodø. It's been 3 days and I got the parts I ordered from TIKI right to my door. That was pretty quick. Let's see what I got. Yeah, that's a bunch of capacitors, obviously. And if you order above a certain amount, you actually get the free shipping. So actually, in order to get free shipping, I ordered this. It's a power supply, and it's a 5 volt plus minus 12 volts, 65 watts. Yeah, it's a mean well. These are good quality, and this can in fact be used in this machine. I'm not sure if I'm gonna install it or not. Anyway, I got the caps and I'm gonna replace those. Not only did I get the replacements for the refas, but I also got all the other caps as well. And when I order capacitors, I always get some extra, so I fill up my my stash. One thing I noticed immediately is the cap I got as a replacement for this. It's actually much smaller. It's not easy to find the same sizes that was used back in the day. This is the same value. It's 0.68 microfarad. No, it's a 0.068 microfarad. So what I'm gonna do is use that original hole there and then just drill a new hole right there. So it's gonna go into the same trace. This video is sponsored by PCBWay. In my videos I often have the need for some PCBs for my projects, and my favorite PCB manufacturer is of course PCBWay. If you need to have produced your own PCBs, then just head over to PCBWay, where you can upload your Gerber files directly, or you can choose from a wide variety of ready-made PCB designs. And right now in September they have a couple of special promotions. They have a PCB special where you can get the free purple solder mask. That usually comes at a premium, but this September it's free. Get that standout professional look for your boards without the extra costs. They also have a 3D printing special where you can get a massive discount on flexible TPU, which are durable, flexible 3D printed parts. And there you enjoy discounts that scale with the weight of your order. And check out PCBWay 8 project design contest that has started now, where you can compete with electronics, mechanical and AIoT projects. If you have good ideas there, you can now participate and win great prizes. So go ahead and visit PCBWay.com and check out their services. The other caps I got the same size and the pin width, but a little bit different height, but that doesn't matter. I actually did a mistake when I soldered in these caps. They're not supposed to be there. That's the place of one of these. These are supposed to go there, and yeah, luckily it didn't damage anything, and it actually worked. As a replacement for these two refas, I got these, the same kind, 275 volt X2 safety caps. Actually, I don't need to drill holes because I just bent the legs and yeah, it fits barely. Yeah, I just desolder all the electrolyte capacitors and replace them. Kind of boring job. Then I'll be back. Alright, that was all the capacitors of the power supply replaced, and that is the refas and the electrolytes, and yeah, hopefully this will last some years longer now. I'm just going to clean up and remove some of the leftover flux. There are still refa capacitors to be found, you can buy them, but as I understand, they actually recommend replacing them with modern plastic capacitors. Yeah, let's test. See if it still works or if it blows up. I mean, if you install a capacitor in the wrong polarity, it can blow up. Yeah, that works. No issue there. 12 volt, 5 volt. Yes, I'm just gonna leave this running now for a while and see if it gets hot or anything. Next, I'm gonna replace the capacitors on the motherboard. I mean the electrolyte capacitors. There's a few. They're all 22 microfarad, except this big one, which is 220. And yeah, the cat. I just bought some new filament for my 3D printer. This was a mix of black and red, and yeah, it's very beautiful. It shines and it has both black and red. Funny enough, it's gotten black on one side and red on the other side. Yeah, so the motherboard, it's just held down with these plastic clips. But the keyboard, it's still hanging on. I'm not sure if you can take out this cable. You can probably do it, but I'm afraid I'm not gonna get it in again, so I'm just leaving it. Very big PCB. Wonder if a PCB can handle this big PCBs. Yeah, the PCB is now loose. While I'm at it, I'm gonna remove all the keycaps. I'm just gonna clean them very nicely. I don't know if this keyboard was made by TIKI Data or if they got it from some other supplier. Looks like a keyboard from, yeah, I don't know, Tandberg Data back in the day. The spacebar has a bar. I'm actually quite allergic to dust and pollen, and now as I do this I can feel it start itching my nose. I actually got a shot the other day with some medicine to help me with the allergy, some steroids, I think. Think about all those sweaty school pupils that have used this machine back in the day. I'm just happy to get it cleaned up. The keys, the keycaps, they feel like greasy. I'm not sure what's up with that. Nice red colors. Now this goes into a bath of hot soapy water for a while. Oh, now that died. Battery. I think this is the biggest motherboard I ever had on this bench. So I'm just going to start replacing the capacitors. For that I need to turn it around. Obviously, all the small ones, 22 microfarad, 25 volts. Got them here. Just need to make sure I know the polarity. Seems like the silk screen, the symbol for the capacitor has a little triangle on the plus side. I haven't seen the underside until now, but it looks fine. I don't see any rework or anything. So here's the first caps I'm gonna remove. Yeah, I'm just gonna show you these two, then I will replace all the rest off cam. It's not that interesting. Different kind of a capacitor and bend the leads. The minus is this side, so it goes like that. A little bit of soldering. Snippety snip. Looks good. Alright, I take the rest now and then I'll be back. The motherboard is back in the machine and all the caps have been replaced. These are good quality caps. Funnily enough, the 220 microfarad cap was much smaller than the original. Yeah, even smaller than the 22 microfarads. So was there a reason to replace these caps? Let's test a few of them. 220. And it's 196, but the ESR is still good. So that would probably be okay. Let's test a couple of the 22 ones. Yeah, it's 23. So that's good too. Yeah, they were all good. A couple of them had a little bit high ESR, like 4 or 5 ohms, and one was rated at 27 microfarad, a little bit off spec, but yeah, otherwise they're good. But now I have replaced them with new ones. Hopefully this machine can last a little bit longer then. Yeah, a little test here. I hooked up the fan and it's very noisy. It's a 220 volt fan and it's very strong. It blows like a hairdryer. Very noisy. But the machine works, so I didn't kill it by the recapping. Gonna let it run a while now and see. I think there's some issue with the video signal. I'm just observing that when I boot the machine, it actually shows yellow color. Well, not now. I think that's my TV. Yeah, you see, it's yellow and white and yellow. But after a while the colors disappears, but that might just be my TV. You know, this machine, it doesn't have character mode. This is graphic mode and it only has graphics mode, so everything is drawn with pixels. The keycaps was cleaned and they look great now. And do I know where they all go? Not at all. I took a picture of them before I took them off. That's not right. This is the way to go. Doesn't want to go down there. Oh, there's two holes on the side. Need to hit them as well. Yeah. Very nice keyboard to work on. The 6 and the 9, they're completely the same. There's the 9. There's still an issue with the floppy disk drive. Now it started to not want to load again, and it still loads and boots the boot sector and shows the directory, but it can't load any particular program. So I was thinking maybe take off the other PCB, see if there's anything wrong there, and if we have some caps that are bad there too. There's 3 screws on this. I don't want to strip the heads. Yeah, that one came. Yeah, I got it. Maybe it's press fitted. I have never removed such a floppy disk motor before. Yeah. Oh, it's magnetic, that's why it was tough. It's a big magnet. Yeah. But how much do we need to disconnect? We have something here as well. Yeah, just bent that away a little bit, and now it seems loose. Oops. Oh, first time I've seen this. All these coils. That's the motor. That's kind of cool. Well, there's a bunch of capacitors, the same small, same type. So I might have to replace those. Take off these contacts. So what do we have here? We have problem. I don't have those small, very small caps. I need to use a little bit higher ones, but 10 micro, 16 volt, 10 micro, 25 volts. Another slight problem, there's 3 bipolar caps, 10 microfarads, and I'm pretty sure I don't have them. I usually don't stock up on bipolar caps because they're very seldom used. But at least I'm going to try and replace the ones I have and see if that makes any difference. So just start replacing and then I'll be back. Alrighty, I replaced all the caps except the bipolar ones. However, I did take them out and measure them, and they were all fine. 3 of those. I actually only had 1 replacement, but since they're good, I'm gonna keep them. But I replaced all the other ones, and there were several of those that had bad values. Not completely dead or shorted, but way off values. So let's assemble the drive again and test it. Well, will you look at that? It works right away. I put in the WordStar floppy disk, which I tried before. I couldn't read it at all, but now it's booted straight into WordStar. So it was those caps as well. Let's try another one. Sometimes it comes up with a pretty poor picture, but that's my TV that can't really lock onto the signal. I just change back to SCART. So, put it straight away. Yes. Basic, which I couldn't load at all. Works. Nice. Let's make a program. Notice that this machine has upper and lowercase letters. 20 go to 10. Run. Yeah. So I'd say this floppy disk drive is now repaired. Well, it makes sense that it worked a little bit in the beginning, like before I replaced the first caps. I guess they had a little capacitance, still some of the caps, but when they were put under stress, they stopped working after a while. I don't know. I've been testing the drive for quite some time now, and it works completely fine. So I think that was it for the machine. Everything works. I was planning about hooking up a Gotek drive to test some software I don't have on floppy disk, but I'll come back to that. I think now it's time to assemble the machine and then take a look at that monitor. I'm a little bit anxious now to turn it on. It's a Novex Model 12700. I can't find any information about it online. The only thing I found about Novex and the monitor is this page here. And it's the same logo, the same letters, so definitely correct, but nothing else came up. What I really should do here is to open it up first and take a look inside. There is a minus sign written on it. That might indicate it's not working, but we'll see. I'll just turn on the power now and let it stay on for a while and see if anything bad happens. Nothing bad happens. Is this the power? It's quite stuck. Yeah, I think this is the power switch, but it's completely stuck. It says 0 and 1, but this is a regular intensity potmeter. Well, that wasn't much fun. Try to spray it with some WD-40. See if that loosens it up, but it might be further in that it's stuck. Well, I think it loosens up. I think it's just a regular switch. No, it's completely stuck. Alright, then I need to open this monitor after all. I really don't like working on CRT monitors because, yeah, it can be dangerous and I don't have a lot of experience with repairing. And this one looks like could be difficult to open up. But maybe it's easy, maybe it's just those two screws. Yeah. Well, this doesn't look too bad. Here you see it, danger, high voltage. And just as a warning, you should never work on CRT monitors like this. If you don't know what you're doing, I know a little bit about what I'm doing, but still I'm a little bit anxious. There could be high voltage inside the CRT, like 20,000 volts, but I don't think this has been turned on for a very long time. Anyway, the problem is down here, the power switch. Yeah, and I think I need to take out this whole piece here. There's a couple of screws. Take off the knobs, obviously. So this is the switch that's stuck, completely stuck. It has a lot of wires to it, so it's switching a lot of stuff. 3 wires there. Maybe it's it has 2 purposes. It's on and off, and then something else, because it is a potentiometer as well as a switch. This is the potmeter, this is the switch, and the mains comes straight into the switch, and then it's switched back to the transformer there. Besides the switch, everything else looks okay. There's not a lot of soot. There's 2 fuses, I'm gonna check those. They're both fine. There's a dark spot over here, looks like something has burnt, but it's not, it's loose, just something, I don't know, some glue or something that has hardened. See the caps, they all look fine and not bulging, and I cannot see any leakage, but they have some glue besides them. Anyway, let me focus on this switch, and yeah, I'm gonna spray it with some deoxit, or oxide clean as it's called. While I'm at it, I'm also gonna do the other potentiometers. Yeah, it came loose, but it's quite stiff. It doesn't click when you come to the end, but it rotates all the way around. I was hoping it should click, or maybe it's in and out. No, it's not. Seems it's possible to open it if I bend back those metal tabs there. Yeah, let's see if we can open this and figure out how it's supposed to work. Okay, there's some switching mechanism there. Oops. And there's the contacts. However, it seems like it's this plastic piece that's supposed to be turning the switch, but it's all flopping around. Yeah, I think this plastic piece is somehow spring-loaded with these springs. Like that. Yeah, it pushes. Yeah, my God, now it's loosened up. Ah, so that's how it's supposed to work. There's actually nothing wrong with it, except it's very hard to push. But now it's getting better. Yeah, I used some deoxit and now it runs very smoothly. Yeah, it's back together. Let's see if it works. Yeah, yes. Very nice, it's fixed. Okay, I'm gonna try and turn this monitor on. See if anything exciting happens. If anything starts smoking, then I just run. I think I turn it on first, so I don't have to touch this switch while I turn on the power. Here it goes. Well, not much happened. I don't hear anything like static from the CRT or anything. Let's see if we have anything like voltages. Yeah, there's high voltage. Let's see now. I'm just gonna measure a little bit randomly over here. Let's see. This cap. Yeah, there's 73 volts. Anyway, this is not going to be a monitor repair video, so I'm just gonna assemble it back together again and see if it actually works or not. All right, let's see now. Do we get anything like any electrons? I think it's supposed to turn on a LED when it's on, but it doesn't. Nope, there's nothing. I hooked up the computer to the monitor, but yeah, it's dead as a doornail. That's a shame. I really hope this monitor would work, but then again, I have something else to fix in some other video. I'm not gonna do anything more with this now. I think I'm nearly done with this video. However, I mentioned one thing, and that was that I want to hook up a Gotek drive to this machine. So that's what I'm gonna do now, show you how that can be done. I downloaded some disk images. If you don't know Gotek, it's a floppy drive emulator that can be used on many different systems. It's configurable, so you can choose what kind of system you're gonna use it on. This runs the Flash floppy firmware, which is the most popular firmware for the Gotek, I think. To connect the Gotek drive, you can obviously just connect it via standard floppy disk 34-pin cable. However, I do want to have the original drive as the one that it boots from, and to do that I need a special cable that has both standard floppy drive connector and the edge connector for the original drive. That way I can connect them both. So just remove the old original cable and install this one. A little bit hard to reach with the plate down. Now this goes into the drive this way or this way. I don't know. Compared to the other cable, it's supposed to be the colored on the left. Just need to test and see if I can still access the floppy drive. Yes. So now just hook up this one. Yeah, here. I guess it's pin 1, so it's gonna go that way. And I need 5 volts, which of course I could get from the power supply on the machine, but then I need to make some kind of connector, so I just hook it up to my 5 volt bench power supply then. 5 volts. So let's see now if we get anything. Yes, it turns on, but it says rib, and that's an indication that the ribbon cable is not correctly installed. Then my assumption was wrong. Yeah, now it found an image. You can switch. I think there's 5, 4, yeah. However, there is a config file on the flash drive, and there's also some pins that need to be set correctly for the correct type of drive. I'm just going to try it now and see if it works straight away. No, it doesn't seem very happy. It won't boot now. Yeah, when I disconnect the Gotek, it actually boots. So we need to figure out what to do to configure this correctly. Yeah, so I got it working. I just needed to change the jumper from S0 to S1, and then I needed to set the disk interface type to Shugart on the FF config file. So now I'm on drive B, and I just wrote the cat for catalog command, and there we have Invader. That's what I want to try. Yeah, and the Gotek is reading happily. Alright, how cool. So the graphics looks a little bit poor here on just regular composite video. I really want to try to hook up RGB from this, but for that I need a special cable, and I'm not going to do that in this video, maybe sometime later. It says here you use return for shooting and set an X, move left or right. This game is copyrighted and is made by Kim Øyhus in 1985 by the looks of the text. And I think it's the only kind of real or fun game for this machine that ever existed, if you know about other games, except that Python and text-based games. Then tell me in the comments. Well, let's try this then. Yeah. It has sound too. It's quite playable. I'm sorry that you can't see the whole screen. You know, this big monster of a machine is covering it up a little bit. Yeah. Round 2. Just the same, just a little bit faster. But as you can see, this machine has potential for good games, graphical games. The graphics is quite good. It only has pixel graphics, but besides that, I don't know much about it. I know there's, for example, a graphics library you can use in Pascal for this machine if you want to program something. I really want to try out something like that in the future if I have time. So that was it for this video. I think it was quite fun to experience some old Norwegian computer history once again. If you want to see more about this computer, you can take a look at my old videos from like 4 or 5 years ago. So I just want to say thanks for watching, and special thanks to my Patreons. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye bye.